Hello, everyone. Welcome to enCRYPTID. I've had to change locations, but I'm still me. They haven't gotten to me. It's Tom. And with me, as always, is the devil himself, Cal.
Hello, everybody. I'm still in the same location. I'm good. My bunker is secure.
Yeah, but you won't let me into the bunker.
That is true.
Am I that much of a flight risk?
I don't know, man. Like, they're just attracted to you. Look at that face.
You're not wrong. So, speaking of attracted to, we're talking about the White Lady Ghost. And the reason why I say that is because she is associated with, like, the siren's call, if you will. But we'll get more into that. Do we have birthdays
Yes,
to
we
get
do.
into before we...
We actually have one birthday. I want to wish my friend Heather a happy birthday. It was her birthday on Sunday, so happy birthday, Heather. We hope you have a legendary birthday from us here at enCRYPTID.
All right. And is there anything else up your sleeve?
Yes,
for
we
this
do.
episode?
Thanks again to Janine at G9 Designs. We have our cryptic creation, and here's her take on the White Lady Ghost, or Lady in White. So you can see like the tears coming out, which does apply to a few of them, or a lot of them actually, where
Yes.
the cries of the White Lady or the Lady in White attracts oncomers, as you were saying, and stuff like that. But really well done, and I'm sure this design will be available in the G9 store. So look for it on her Twitter at Janine Devine.
That's
So
sad.
thank you again, Janine.
Liz does a great job with those designs, so definitely check them out and support her work. She is awesome. All right, well, I guess we can kind of get right into this real quick. Let's just say hello to everyone in the chat. I believe we got Jennifer and Angelo, Billy, Kimber, of course, Justin, of course, Tom Zambino, Morgan, and is that everybody? I think so.
I think my friend Alex is here too, but he doesn't show up because he's messaging me on Facebook that he's watching it. So he says he likes our intro. So you can thank Tom made that intro. I always chuckle to myself when I see the little spooky stuff thing come up, because
Yes.
I think it's hilarious every time it says spooky stuff. So I love that.
We have the same sense of humor, and it's great because I was like, I hope he doesn't think this is dumb when I put it in, but it went over nicely. All right, well,
Hi, Jen and Angelo. Yep, I know you said that, but I just saw that. I'm reading through the chat now. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. So we're gonna tour the lore, and I tell you what, the White Lady legend is one that is very much a tour. It brings you everywhere across the planet, essentially. Almost every culture has a version. Maybe not necessarily a ghost in every version, but definitely ethereal-esque. I mean, we have a few examples that I prepared ahead of time. I put some flags on it to make it seem like a tour.
This was actually very well done, Tom. I have to give you props, because this is I loved all the images and like the flags you put up, and like what to the region areas that they belong to. It's awesome. So great job on this, by the way. Before we go into it, though, I just want to say, like, most of the time the White Lady, like, I like how you said it was like, so it's a lot of areas, and we are going to tour a lot of the world. So but most cases the White Lady is like attributed to being a female ghost dressed in all white and has some sort of association with a local legend or of tragedy in that area. And it's like you said, it's found in North and Central America, but it also spans to Europe and throughout Asia as well. So it's really cool. So here we go with touring it. So for you guys not familiar, just watching the show for the first time, thank you for joining us. In Tour the Lore, we go over the history or the mythos of our legend of the week. And like he said, it's the White Lady Ghost. So take it away, Tom.
Oh, all right. So hopefully I remember my flags correctly. But I believe this is the... Oh, no. 1 second. I have my notes here. It's called... I think it's Dutch. Yeah, it's Dutch.
Yep.
It's the Witty Weave. You probably pronounce it better than I can.
The Wheat Weaving?
But, sure.
It's from the Netherlands, right? This is the Netherlands one?
Netherlands.
Yeah.
See,
yes, and Justin just confirmed in the chat. It is the Netherlands.
Justin's our flag expert. That's why he's our man on the street, because he knows all the streets. Anyway, this is one that's more associated with like healing. This is a good ghost, but it does translate to white woman. And they are believed to be the spirits of the healers that were once in the village. Justin, if I'm getting any of this wrong, you are welcome to come correct me at all. Oh, wait, was I right? Was I right, Justin?
Well, actually, when I was reading this, the White Weaving is the one format of the white lady that has both good and bad connotations. So there are bad versions of this, and they had a different name for it. I forgot what it was. I didn't write this one specific one down, but it was Weaving, and as well as something else too, for the same thing that they're talking about in the Netherlands. I can't remember what it was, but there's another word for it too. But it was positive and negative, both.
All right, I didn't realize. I just focused on the. I guess maybe it's white because positive. It's weird because I feel like white here may attribute to being positive, but I think in like positive energy. But I think in the other ones that we'll get to, it's more like purity.
Yeah, fury or rage or some type of.
Well, I'm saying the white aspect.
Oh, okay. All right, so here we go for the next one. This is Norway, maybe? Possibly?
I believe, yes, this one is Norwegian. It's a Huldra, and these are also women clad in white. Now, these women are usually by water. They're wood nymphs, essentially. But as far as I know, they are pretty much like sirens. They're like river. These are closer to the girls in what is that movie? Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Never seen it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a part where there's these three girls in white in the river, like singing and stuff, and they're because it's a retelling of the Odyssey. They're supposed to be, I think, sirens, and so this is kind of. I feel like this is almost more associated with that.
Well, real quickly, if we can go back to the other one, I found the other name for it. So it's Wheat Weaving as well as Wheat Joffers, which mean white maidens, and they have both benevolent as well as malevolent nature. As benevolent beings, you were saying they aid in childbirth and offer good advice. In malevolent versions, they're like witches and stuff like that. Witches, ghosts, and or banshees. So pretty interesting. It could be several things.
Yeah, Justin says it's pretty much 50-50 whether or not it's a good or a bad omen. If you come across it, they're associated with fairies, witches, and evil spirits.
Yep.
Thanks, Justin. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had about the Huldra. Do you know anything about this?
No, I didn't find any of that on in my research. I do have a lot of other countries that we're gonna get to. I don't know if you have flags for them, but I will mention them as we go along in our tour of the lore.
I do not have other flags prepared.
Well, yes, you do, because you have Mexico.
Okay. Yes, not only Mexico. This is a Central America thing, but they are more predominant in Mexico. La Llorona?
La Llorona.
Okay. And I don't know what the exact translation of it.
Crying woman?
Crying woman, okay. It looks like there's a crying dude in this picture. I will have to say, right off the bat, none of this art is mine. I found it on the internet through Google. So
yeah, so the story behind the La Llorona is that she lost her children, and every night she searches for them, and she's usually crying and looking for them. That's why she's called the crying woman. And misfortune will find anyone who hears her cries. Some people say that she forgot about them and she let them drown in the river, so then she killed herself. But she doesn't remember the exact thing. But she does cry every night about looking for her children, and whoever hears her cries will probably get bad luck.
Probably. It never goes well for anyone who hears anything cry. Creepy river spirit. They are associated with rivers too. It's interesting that the white maiden-esque ghosts that we're discussing are associated with different elements. The one we just talked about is the wood nymph, so like woods. This is like the river ghost, and we're going to touch upon a couple other ones. And it's just very interesting how, like, I wonder why they tie certain elements. Is it because of location, just to fit their culture?
Jen says that this was in an episode of Grimm, sorry, the show with featuring
Yeah.
Grimm's fairy tales and stuff. You do actually have flags on every single one, I think. So here's the next one.
Now this one I think is the one Justin told me it was before.
Balbin Sith. So she was a Sith Lord, has a red lightsaber most likely,
Yes.
right?
Yes. No, she's like a vampire fairy. She's like queen of the vampire fairies. But she does use her feminine wiles to get men in, like most of these ghosts do. And it's no good. She'll drink your blood. Now maybe this is where the Twilight vampires come from, because she is Fae. It is Scotland. Scotland has such a weird flag. I thought Scotland's flag would be cooler. No offense to anyone who's Scottish, but I thought it'd be flannel at least.
Or at least have William Wallace on it.
Or Longshanks.
Yeah.
Maybe
or
that's
even
what they are. Those are two shanks crossing.
That's could be.
But
Kind of reminds like a pirate flag. All right, yeah. Next one. Oh, do you have anything else to say about this one?
Not really. Okay, now this one's cool. It's weird because in this drawing you can clearly see their hands, but usually Yuri, you cannot see their hands or feet. They are hidden, but they are they're again maidens who have been scorned, maybe left for another woman, or their husband left them for another woman, or like another common theme with these ghosts, maybe had lost children. She's associated with snow, but again, it's Japan, and she's like a mountain spirit. I've always thought she was very interesting, and if you come across her, there's stories where like she'll entertain you for a night, but you'll end up frozen by the end of it. I don't know. This is one of my favorite. I've used her in a White Wolf game before.
It's interesting. Like, have you seen any of these in like those Japanese horror movies? Like, you know how they The Ring and The Grudge and that? I haven't seen in The Forest and all that kind of stuff. I haven't seen anything about this.
See, I think the Japanese ghost is kind of like, because when you think of The Grudge, girl who was wronged. Do you know what I mean? When you think about The Ring, girl who was wronged. So I kind of see this as like the maybe mold for most of those ghost movies. I don't know if they are associated. Apparently it's pronounced Yurei.
Why? What'd you say?
I think I said Yuri, but Yurei. This is Justin is just good to have around. Yeah. So I don't, because like there's ghosts that are just like buttholes with eyes in Japan. Like there are really weird ghosts, and so for them to like all focus in on this one, like this design. I think this is kind of where you get most of that.
So I'm going to cover some of the ones you didn't mention. For example, in the UK, it's usually when a family member's about to die, you see the White Lady. So it's kind of like a what do you call it? An omen for death to like that's coming soon. Kind of like a banshee, but the banshee you hear cry, right? That you hear the scream of a banshee.
Yeah.
The White Lady, you see it. You actually see it. And it's usually the ghost of deceased ancestors. In Germany, there was a famous ghost, White Lady ghost. It was a prince's wife in the town of Reda Wiedenbruck in Westphalia, where the prince caught his wife having an affair with like the minstrel, I think, and he drowned the man, and then he encased his wife in a wall in his manor with some food, and then he left for a war, and he's hoping that by the time he gets back, he would have, there would be enough food to sustain her, and when he comes back he could like take her out, that's she served her punishment. Unfortunately for him and her, he died in the war, so he never came back, and then she never got more food and water, and now her spirit roams the manor and that town.
It's what Hossa or Hossa Cell or something like that. The name of the
House Soul or something like that. Something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. It's something like that. I didn't write the name of the castle down, but yeah, that sounds familiar. In the Philippines, there's the White Lady of Bullet Drive. She's a long-haired woman in a white dress that died in a car accident. Now she haunts the road. In Malta, it's the White Lady of Verdala Palace, where she was forced to marry a man that she didn't love, so she committed suicide by jumping off the balcony. and now her ghost haunts that castle or palace. Now we come across the pond to America and mostly
Yeah.
North America, where one of the most famous things, I'm pretty sure Justin's going to have something to say about this when he gets to his roving report. But in Rochester, New York, you have the Lady in the Lake, which she like roams the lake in a park looking for her murdered daughter. In Bedford, Virginia, you have the Lady of Avenel, who waits on the porch for her husband to return from the Civil War. In Madisonville, Louisiana, you have the Silk Lady who was seeing her lover off, and she fell off her horse because the horse got spooked by a snake and she hit her head and died. So now she travels that road up and down. In Altoona, Pennsylvania, you have the White Lady of Wopsy or Whoopsie. I don't know if you want how you say it, but her husband died in a car crash on the Devil's Elbow on Wapsananak Mountain. In Fremont, California, you have the White Witch, which is a woman named Lowry who died in a car crash. And then finally in Dallas, Texas, you have the Lady of White Rock Lake who drowned in a boating accident. So there's a lot of stories that are very similar.
Yeah, there's a lot of common themes. One of them definitely like drowning for sure. There's a lot of it's one of the pop culture ones we're going to bring up too. Has a lot of these combined, so I thought that was really cool. But I wanted to mention you brought up a lot of road ones, and this is like the high hitchhiker ghost is also the similar ghost like apparition thing. There'll be white ghosts who will get into your car apparently, and then you'll drive them, and then halfway to the location they'll disappear, and then you'll get to the address and they'll be like, oh, that lady died in 1906. Like that's a very common American folklore. It might be common everywhere else too. I don't know.
Justin mentioned one that sounds like it's German too, the Weissefrau.
Weissefrau?
White lady, again, it would translate to roughly.
Oh, nice. Kimber thought of, there's a Pokemon named Frostlass, which is definitely based off of Yurei? I don't know, man. I'm sorry to anyone I offend.
When you said Yuri, it means something else. So
I want to know what it means. Tell me later. But yeah, I don't. That's pretty much the general myth, the gist of the myth. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
I think that's all I had for.
There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, because like a lot of the stories are very similar in how they connect to each other, the same theme and all that, and the appearance of the white lady is also very similar. You know, usually long flowing black hair with the white dress and such like that. So, it is very similar in a lot of cases. So I think that's pretty much it. If you want to go to the next part of the show, and we go the believe it or not aspect.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
By Justin's.
We're just talking about Japanese art in the chat.
Okay, I'm gonna switch to the tour of the lore. I mean, believe it or not. So here's where we look at videos and see if we believe it or not, or if we're not sure. Who knows?
Believe it or not, or who knows?
One of the voices for that, and then just like believe it or not, should be a different voice, and then just who knows should be your regular voice, like you do for the Animal Crossing.
Believe it or not, or who knows?
All right, so our first video, gotta cue it up. Here it goes.
Yeah, this is Kimber's favorite video we've ever watched.
This is the one from Mexico, correct? Where the guy's ATVing or something, or South America or Central America.
I thought it was in the Middle East, to be honest with you.
No, this was. I'm pretty sure the guy was speaking Spanish in the video. It's Mexico, or because it's for La Llorona, so that's why I'm pretty sure.
This is the end of the video. If you want to see the whole thing, it's all over YouTube. But anything that I think is supposed to kill you, I don't think will run off to the woods at the end.
Right.
But it creeps on him for a while.
Yeah, so it was just like a white figure in a white dress chasing him, and he's getting scared, and he's kind of like slowly backing up, but not really getting that scared of it. So I don't think I really believe that one. I'm kind of out on that one.
Yeah, I think just the fact that if I saw that and I was that intimidated, I would just be gone.
Yeah.
So the fact that he wanted to film it and stick around for so long and wait for it to leave seems very suspicious.
See, the only reason why I would kind of believe it, I don't believe it at all, but the only reason I would kind of believe it is because he was actually on some sort of vehicle. So he was slowly backing up. If he was in real danger, he probably would have just fled back really fast, just put into reverse really fast. I think he was like on an ATV or something. So maybe it could be believable, but I don't believe it.
I mean, I could buy this as being a crazy old lady who possibly is a witch, but I wouldn't go for ghost.
Right. It's not transparent at all or any type of ethereal or anything like that. So I feel like I can't believe that.
No.
I'm just sitting here singing La Llorona, like
La
my
Llorona.
All right, the next video.
Okay, so these are cops somewhere in Asia, and no one notices this figure in the background. You can find the video online. They just get together and take a group photo, but no one acknowledges that at all. It's just a lady standing there in white.
And no one sees it.
No one acknowledges it. Like not even the cameraman.
See, that would be odd. Just a random woman, just like
Well, I'm wondering
in the middle of nowhere.
Not see it, but the camera pick it up.
Yeah, see, I mean, obviously the camera picked it up, so because we see it, right? But does the cameraman actually see it? Because sometimes
he doesn't react.
Yeah,
he doesn't. If you watch the whole video, he never like brings it back to their attention. They just get together and take like group photos and stuff.
So either it's an elaborate hoax, not really that elaborate, but just either hoax that they're all in on it, or he didn't see it in live view, and then when they played it back, that's when they.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is just because of the circumstances. It seems a little bit more believable. Because if these guys are out in the middle of the rainforest on like a little mission, who has time to bring a wig and a white dress, or a lady, to do like a hoax in the middle of the rainforest when they're cops? I don't know. They could not even be cops. This could all be staged. But I think it's at least a little bit more believable than definitely the last one.
Okay, so here's the last one coming up now.
Okay. So you will see a like drawing pop up. That's just an artist rendition of like what the figure should look like. That does not show up. So I had to cut around that after this. But the figure, this is the most ethereal one I could find. This was a Mexican ghost hunting show, I think. So I guess it would be a La Llorona.
La Llorona.
But it definitely looks like it's like in a tragic pose.
Right.
I don't know if you want to play that one again.
Yeah, play it again.
Very hard. But I think that this is maybe the most believable just because it's not perfect. Obviously, that's the drawing. Fades out. Okay, there's the basic shape that was there.
So no one sees it. There's going over it, and
no, this is after the fact.
See, this looks like an alien to me.
Yeah, I don't know. The hair looks pretty.
See that hair? Just like a shadow. I don't know.
It could be a shadow, but I think it's hair. If it's a real ghost. The rendering's pretty good. I don't know. What does everyone in the chat think? I definitely think that's the most believable out of all of them.
That's my favorite.
I feel like the second one is the most believable. I say who knows for the last two. The first one I'm out. The second two I say who knows. But I feel like the second one.
I think.
Why would they not react?
Me and Cal have both agreed on the same set of videos. So that's
Mark
good.
it down. Yeah, Kimber's saying we should have pictures. I think we should start bringing pictures back instead of just only videos because there's a lot of pictures that we could find that are pretty good too.
It's just I don't have a degree in photography. Well, I was in photo and stuff like that, but like I can't pick out if something's really good at being photoshopped. I'm not that good at pulling it. So
maybe that's what we can have Justin do from now on because Justin does photography, right? So Justin can send me pictures that he finds, and then I can put them up on the screen, and he can talk about photo analysis. So if Justin's willing to do that,
man, I'm that's cool. I like that because we can do that with UFOs. We can do that with a bunch of stuff.
And like talk about like if there's like any like pixels that don't belong here or pixels that are added or rendered or anything like that, that'd be awesome. We can think of a new segment for that too, Justin's Corner or something. But we don't know. We'll figure it out. Something like that.
This just in.
This just in. Wow, that's a great name. What do you
It's
think
all
about it,
yours.
Justin? So yeah, so when you come on, you let us know how you feel about that. No
Probably
pressure or
hates it.
anything.
I'll do my best. He says. But I think, what do we got next? We got featured.
Yep. So here we go to our next part.
So we didn't get too many submissions this round. We got 3 good ones, but I have a list of some pop culture ones that we may have missed just to shout out.
So featured creatures, we talk about where we ask, go to Twitter and ask where you've seen certain things in pop culture. And our first one comes from Eric.
Yeah, Eric Monroe says 1988's Lady in White. I have never seen this movie.
Neither have I.
Let me see if I can see if there's a synopsis about it. That's the next one. Okay. Yeah, it's just a movie based on the White Lady legend. Hold on. Synopsis was not great. Horror film taking place in Wayne County, New York. Okay, it's based on the Rochester, New York one, which is listed on Wikipedia as the most famous, the Lady in the Lake one. I'll admit, though, I live in upstate New York, and I did not know that. I learned that today.
Tom
Tom
Zambi was asking if this was a variation of the Lady in the Water movie by M. Night, and I don't think so. It has nothing to do with that.
M. Night was more like Arthurian than it was Ghost
Like it was like
Story.
Lady of Shalott kind of thing.
Yeah.
You read Lady of Shalott.
All right. What do we got?
Our second one is from Elise. She said Dave Starkey did a documentary on the 6 wives of Henry VIII. Catherine Howard's ghost haunts Hampton Court Palace, and she's called the White Lady.
Yeah, in fact, that corridor she's walking through, people walk through. That's called the haunted corridor, and people will say they got an experience and stuff like that. A lot of people. What's that? Kimber's related to Henry VIII, so maybe we shouldn't say that too loud while we're talking about Catherine Howard. But people have dressed up as Henry VIII and walked through the hall, and I had a good time.
Clarify, Tom Simeon was asking if the Lady in the Water counted as a White Lady variation, but
no. I don't really think so. She's more like a mermaid. Matthew Whitaker, you nailed it on the head. The ghost in GTA is a White Lady.
There's also, I have another one. Well, after we go to this one, go ahead. You can read this one.
Oh, yeah. Billy says, once again, Supernatural. The pilot episode of Supernatural, and not only the pilot episode of Supernatural, the pilot episode of Supernatural, the anime, has the White Lady. She drowns her kids and has to come to terms with it. And then, yeah, it's pretty good. It kind of mixes the hitchhiker myth with the La Llorona myth.
Another one that I remember is from Scary Movie 2, where she appears and Marlon Wayans falls in love with her. Marlon Wayans' character, I mean. So that was one I remember.
Justin with the Ghostbusters shout out.
Oh yeah, that was the beginning, right? That's one I used for the
question.
Where have you seen it? Yeah.
Let's see here.
You have others that you said?
Guild War 2's has a quest where you have to escort a lady in white home, but then she becomes hostile and tries to kill them. So it's kind of like a little clever little Easter egg. The Grudge is, I just read that, The Grudge is based on the Woman in White legend.
Okay, so that's good. That clears things up.
Let's Scare Jessica to Death combines the elements of a white lady with the vampire, so that's more like the Scottish one we came up with. But yeah, I mean, again, they're all over pop culture because they're all over regular culture. I think even Doctor Who had a white lady episode.
I was trying to think of any other ones that I can't recall any. I feel like every show, like any like horror type show, like kind of show like Supernatural or anything like that, has some variation of that it's shown of it, wherever it's been based. I know like Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters have done investigations where they look for the White Lady. stuff like that. So I guess we can get some callers in.
Yeah, who do we got up first? Justin? All right, let me get that link for you guys. First up is Justin. Go ahead and click that.
I think Billy wanted to call because he said he was looking up stuff, information.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, I mean Justin, Billy. I don't know what the order is, but
yeah, I didn't know what the order was either. I was late to the room. Who was here first? I will call Billy and then Justin. So, Billy, come on in whenever, because I know you can. You have the power. I don't know how you do it. Are you the one telling people where my base is? Billy?
For the first episode of Supernatural, it's really interesting that they chose to do the White Lady with also showing like Mary Winchester's death and stuff. Too.
Yeah, because Mary was also a woman who's kind of tormented and scorned, but it was also it also told you right away how important the car was to the series.
Yeah.
Because she takes over the car and right away she's like, she didn't do anything to you. Do you
Billy might not be here, so I want to call Justin first.
Your abilities?
I haven't seen him in chat for a little bit.
All right, Justin, I'm gonna give you the link.
Tom Z, are you calling in, Tom Z?
You deserve it. And if you're watching this after the fact, please join us next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to call in and talk to us, or at least just talk to us in the chat, we'll be talking about goblins.
Yep. Goblins is next week, and we don't usually now is when we do our Wheel of Weird, but we're not doing it this week because in 2 weeks we're off for Thanksgiving recess or whatever you want to call it. We're off for Thanksgiving, so we won't be here in 2 weeks, but we'll be back after that, the week after. So we'll be spinning the Wheel of Weird next week to find out what we're doing after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we'll be hunting the elusive turducken in the wild.
There's Billy.
Hello.
Oh, everyone's in here.
Oh no! Should I?
Oh, crap. Look at that odd-shaped animal. I thought it was retired. It's back.
Yeah, well, it seemed appropriate.
I like it. All right. Well, how about we just go a little roundtable style? And Billy, since you came into the room first, why don't you tell us what you want to talk about the White Ghost? I don't know.
Okay, so what I found out about the White Lady. First, I always thought of the woman in black. You know, that Daniel Radcliffe thing. That sort of myth. First,
that's the opposite.
Yeah, I know, Tom. But then I thought, oh yeah, that the pilot episode of Supernatural and the anime, which is equally awesome. But
note for note, the same thing, except it doesn't have Dean's voice and it's very distracting.
It is. It's very weird. But yeah, this was actually kind of hard to look up because there's not like a lot of facts like that I found. I just found a lot of stories. Like it seems like almost every country seems to have a variation on this myth, from like, Scotland to America, Mexico. I found one that was there's an Irish ghost story with it's the White Lady of Kinsale. And yeah, according to legend and famous Irish ghost story goes, one of the fort's soldiers married a local girl and they stayed at the fort for their wedding night. Soldier had watch duty that night and got a bit drunk from the day's celebrations, fell asleep. Yeah, Irish people getting drunk. Shocker. I'm Irish, so I can say it. Other soldiers in the fort found him asleep while on duty, and following the protocol of the day, shot him at his post. After hearing about her husband's death, the bride flung herself to her death from one of the fort's wall. And it said, decades after the tragedy, the White Lady was seen wandering through Charlesfort by soldiers and their families, especially children.
Ooh.
Yeah. Two sergeants were packing up some equipment when one man's daughter asked who the White Lady smiling at her was. Both men saw nothing, but the girl was adamant that a woman in a white dress had been looking at her. And in another story, a nurse saw the White Lady standing over the bed of a sleeping child. So it's really creepy. Just overall,
especially you added kids into your story. It doesn't help at all.
I'm telling you what I found. And yeah, there's a lot with there's a lot of accounts of the lady in white. There's this one place called St. Nicholas Church that has like a ton of them. It's crazy. But yeah, I think I'll leave it to Justin and his better reporting skills.
Aw, there's nothing wrong with yours.
Yours,
Yeah, but it's not as good. So
Oh,
yours apprentice. You need
Welcome,
a Padawan
Justin.
brain.
all right. So, in reference to the U-Ray, I wanted to go ahead and try and single-handedly get a book out of this space here. I wanted to show you guys a picture of something. So we'll see how this works. If you see
Ooh,
that
she's
there,
cute.
this is the very first depiction of a ghost or U-Ray in Japanese art. Really cool book. It's by Chin Music Press, written by Zach Davison, which kind of goes into I'd recommend picking it up to kind of get your fix there. I did want to mention a couple of things. The Rochester White Lady, the Lady of the Lake, or the White Lady's Castle, is certainly a kind of atypical White Lady story. White Lady ghost. Yeah.
Funny.
She kind of floats across a lake. She interacts with kids, and she's got a penchant for intervening with younger males who have a way of mistreating their compatriots. Generally appears with a pair of dogs. That was definitely the one I was able to find the most on. What I was trying to do this week was kind of look for something a little hyper local to see if there was anything in my area of Washington that might apply to this. And I was surprised to find something north of Seattle in Mukilteo. Apparently there's a white lady ghost who appears along the roadside screaming for help late at night if you happen to drive down a certain highway. And she'll kind of leap out at your car every now and again. I've never really driven that stretch, but I might go take a look. And here in my town across the water from Seattle in Bremerton, we have a road called Holland Road. And on this road is the spirit of a little girl who appears in white, a horse, unexplained mists, and various other generally creepy features, which is actually just a few blocks over from me. So that'll be interesting. I might have to go look at that.
You should take some footage. We'll cut together a little thing.
I keep trying. I keep buying all of this camera equipment, and
But
it
won't
just
work
keeps
because
going
it's
to
for
other
free.
locations. So, I don't know.
Oh, one day.
Yep.
Well,
No, go ahead.
no, do you have more?
The Vitaveven and the Weisse Frau that you mentioned both kind of share similar traits.
I butchered both names, huh?
It's okay. I'm not 100% on the Nederland. So they both. I'm having a toast moment on your show now. That's fun. They both have associations with kind of the fairies, evil spirits, and witches. So, like I said in the chat, they're really a 50-50. They're either going to show up and take something from you or someone you care about, similar to a banshee, like you mentioned, or they're there to warn you of something or help you with a task. I find kind of commonly in fairy folklore.
Well, I hope I come across the good one. That's all I'm going to say.
If you're going to come across one at all, yeah, I'd definitely be inclined to not get on the bad end of something.
I just flip a coin and be like, all right, Two-Face, you decide.
Then there's the slit-mouthed woman from Japan that also kind of applies to this. A little creepier. Definitely not something you'd want to meet at all, because it doesn't seem, no matter what answer you give it to its question of "Am I pretty?" It's going to cut you up in some way. One of the most interesting things about all of the White Lady stuff has been the kind of lessons that most of these stories are imparting.
Yeah.
It's generally something about treating your family well, or your significant other, or some aspect of care and what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Why-Yorona, or I'm just going to butcher that one myself, especially with the stay away from water, stay home at night.
Well, yeah,
it's kind of parent assist, if you will.
Yeah, any kind of boogeyman has always served that kind of task. But I think it's also interesting how that like you're saying, they're kind of like morality lessons. Like, called karma. If you treat people crappy, it's going to come back like tenfold after. And if that is the form of a ghost or just the form of bad luck, it doesn't really matter because it's still attributed to that. So that's just what's cool about general. Even if it's like residual, it's still interesting. It's like a little.
There's also the high Gothic and turn of the century spiritualism aspects to all of these. Kind of ethereal, transparent, covered in white. Ephemeral garb. It's interesting in that capacity as well. And you see a lot of the themes that were prevalent in the turn of the century, especially in most of these stories. The lady waiting for her husband to come home from X, Y, or Z war, or from sea, or what have you.
Yeah, the widow's wail kind of thing.
Yep.
Thank you so much for both of you sharing your insights on the Woman in White. Justin, where can people find you if they want to talk to you?
If they want to talk to me directly, you can find me at jthuluphoto on Twitter, where I continue to have no idea what I'm doing. If you'd like to listen to geeky nerd talk on games, we were recently on Gamer Grudge, which was a fantastic time. We're also at Digital and Dice on Twitter and on YouTube, where we do a podcast on Thursday nights. It re-releases on Mondays. So,
yep, and it's always a fun time, and they are very active with their audience. So check it out. It's on our page. It's either to the left or the right of the video you're watching, and definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Find you.
Find me on Twitter at bbusterbill. All the B's are capitalized. I am often in the odd-shaped channel shows. I'm a big supporter of this channel, and I'm very proud of that fact. And I am writing a review for the Dark Crystal. I swear.
All right, I don't believe it until I see it.
We've been hearing this since episode 1 of enCRYPTID.
I know. At a certain point, I gotta be like, Joe.
I also feel like Billy's facial hair keeps getting increased every week, so by the final week, it's gonna be like Justin.
That'd be awesome, but
I'm finally ready to release my Dark Crystal review.
Yeah, I'm like George R. R. Martin. I take a while, but I work 5 days a week, so I gotta. And also, this mustache is just.
Billy, what are we gonna see first? Winds of Winter or your Dark Crystal review?
Oh, definitely Dark Crystal review, for sure. I don't know if George R. R. Martin will ever finish Winds of Winter. I'll probably be like 35, and he'll still be like, "It's coming." I swear to God, I will have it.
Tom Zambino in the chat just said, "Eventually, I'll Google what Dark Crystal is."
Yeah,
killing me, man. We just got you to watch the Muppet movie, and you don't know what Dark Crystal is?
I don't know what Dark Crystal is. I thought it was
a Jim Henson project. Here's the thing. Okay. While the yes, exactly. I did this, me. While the like the majesty that is David Bowie, I will never forget, and that's what makes Labyrinth amazing.
The bulge.
I love the fact that Dark Crystal has no people in it. It's only puppets and only like it's just so cool. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's like fantasy with puppets.
It's weird as shit.
It's so good.
It's weird as shit, but it's something.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to your review.
Oh,
because I know if you criticize it too much, I'll find you. I have a certain set of skills.
Kimber, I know Kimber has a deep affection for that movie as well.
I think Kimber will kill me before you will, Tom.
Kimber will come dressed as a white lady.
We'll fight honor.
Oh, dude, no, I love Jim Henson. I love the Muppets.
That was Neverending Story. Anyway.
I don't think I've ever seen the Neverending Story, which is really sad.
All right, you guys need to get out of here.
I know, which is really sad because I have it on digital, and I
go watch it.
I should probably watch it after this.
I will have a discussion with you about it.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna watch the Neverending Story now.
We're gonna get a never-ending story review.
Good man.
If I have enough time, because if I have enough time, I will definitely watch it tonight.
All right, well, let us know. We're getting sidetracked, but have a great night, both of you, and thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, guys.
Great show.
So I found something kind of cool.
Kimber found something.
In downtown Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is like my hometown. I found out that one of the bars that I used to frequent, it's Lucky's Tavern, but it's the former site of a Coyote Ugly Saloon, is apparently it was built around the turn of the century and has 3 ghosts, one of which is a woman in white who haunts the staircase in the saloon.
I think the ghosts that I saw at that the hotel where the girl got shot. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out our Encrypted Encounters episode where we talk about ghost stories. I'm pretty sure she was a woman in white too, because that's how I saw her, and she seems like she was wronged.
Would you be more scared of a woman in white? Like if you're like on a road driving and you see a woman in white ghost, or a little creepy child ghost somewhere? What's more scary?
Definitely the kid ghost is creepier. There's just something unnatural about something so young being so dead.
Children are scary when they're alive.
That's true too. Well, the responsibility around children is scary. Hence why we have a cat. The responsibility around Mavis is scary sometimes. But yeah, I'd definitely be more scared of like the kid from The Grudge over the girl from The Ring. Plus, like in most of those stories, like if you watch that Supernatural episode, Sam's like, "Oh, I've never been unfaithful." I feel like that would be me, even though she took advantage of that situation. But you know what I mean.
Everyone's saying children. The children ghost is scarier in the chat.
They're goddamn small and unpredictable.
They're goddamn small and unpredictable. Red, as Tom said.
So, do you guys have anything coming up, Tom? I know.
What we got? I gotta think. Did we do OSP this week? No, right?
We're doing OSP and chill on Monday.
Yeah, OSP and chill on Monday. We'll be talking about the Disney Empire. Also, what other news and cute questions you have for us? You can always send us questions. It could be, what's your favorite iced tea from a British musical television show? And we would answer. I know that answer is very.
Ashley and Joe.
That's specifically for Ashley.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, no one's asked me what my favorite color is. Red.
And 2 weeks after that, we're going to be doing our first Thanksgiving special about Shape Panel.
It might not be. It might be 3 weeks. I have to figure out how it. No, it is. It's
2 weeks.
It's the Christmas special that goes off the regular schedule.
Yeah. So I am looking for questions for the Thanksgiving episode. If you guys want to tweet those to me at Kimberbatch_OSP.
Kimber found my bunker. Let me see. What else?
No twofers, right?
No. We gotta catch up. We took a break.
Kimber's gonna be on fan fiction soon again.
Yes, there is a very special episode of fan fiction this Sunday. It's gonna be a little bit different from your.
They're coming. That's Kimber's gonna be kicked out now. They're here.
Thanks, Kim. Now I know who the mole is. Well, man. Oh, it's gonna be kind of a team thing going on. I don't want to give too much away, but we have a very special guest. You should check out the Tough channel.
You can say it.
It's been said. It's already on Twitter.
Yeah, me and a couple of the other fan fiction people are going to be up against Jesse Malton and Leonard Malton doing a fight. So it's kind of a big deal. Hope you guys can check it out.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a fun time. I'll be in the chat. I got nothing else to do, so come talk to me at the very least.
My softball team's in the playoffs that week, so who knows how many games we'll play depending on its elimination.
Why can't you just lose so you can watch fan fiction with us?
I could do that. I mean, I want to lose kind of because I have Friendsgiving. I have Friendsgiving the week after, so I have Vicky's house. So.
Oh, well, make sure you tell Vicky hello for us as always.
Yeah, we love Vicky.
But yeah, that's it for tonight. Next week we got goblins. So we'll be posting. We'll be looking for where you first found the goblin in pop culture. There's tons of them. We should have a plethora of goblin pictures for that episode.
And there'll be a new poll going up soon as well. Once we probably next week, going up next week, same time we do the Wheel of Weird, we'll have a new poll going up to what's going to replace it. Because the last thing that won was werewolves, I think. So werewolves will be placed on the Wheel of Weird to replace whatever this goblin. So werewolf is taking goblin's place. Also, you can find me at Virenja Deja Vu, and we have a new Gamer Grudge coming up on Monday. I think it is the 13th. This week. The 13th on Monday. It's a very special episode because it could directly impact the future of Gamer Grudge that Tom's going to be involved in soon too. So it's a huge thing that's going to be revealed on Monday. So look forward to that right before Odd Shape Panel. So it's going to be on 7 p.m. I think Eastern. And then also we have enCRYPTID next week, like you said, yeah. And then Aftermath on the 20th. I think we have time for that. So,
yeah, we got a bunch of stuff going on. Just keep up to date with us on Twitter, as Cal said. You could see his Twitter handle right there. And while you're reading that, I'll just tell you mine. It's at Odd Shape Panel. Anything OSP, OSC, whatever related will be up. Also, keep an eye out for tomorrow. I'll be uploading the 3rd episode of Kimber's and I's Animal Crossing.
Yes,
it's really who I just watched. Just like the voices.
Yeah.
If you watch the second episode, it got cut off for some reason when I rendered the file and I didn't catch it when I uploaded it. So it does pick up right from where we got cut off last time. So yeah.
The funniest thing besides the voices is that like I like backseat gameplay while I'm watching you Kimber play, and I know it's already recorded, but I'll still be like, "Oh, start fishing there." I'm like, "Oh wait, she doesn't have a fishing pole, so she can't fish." But I'll still write in the chat anyway because it's funny. It's just great. I love it.
You should record a reaction video.
Just me yelling at the screen.
Yeah.
Come on, fish it, dig that hole. Yeah, that's just me during the whole thing. It's funny. I was actually driving home on Monday and I thought of that episode. I'm like, well, when is the next Animal Crossing coming out?
Yeah, I'm trying to get something out every day. It works out sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't.
It's been so long since I've played that we're probably going to have completely different neighbors and shit by the time I get back.
And Kimber made a separate file, and Tom Nook got the hookup while we were all gone. The Nook up. But that only means more stuff for Kimber to do when she gets on. So hopefully that means it'll be entertaining for everyone. I know Cal likes it, so that's good.
Yeah, I do.
That's all I need.
I enjoy it so much.
But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so we'll see you guys next week for Goblins. We need a good sign-off phrase for this too. We gotta think of something like that.
In the name of the moon, I will punish you. No,
I don't know if that works that well.
No,
we'll think of something. Or it could be just like how Joe's like, you don't think I would just cut it up, and then he just cuts it off. Because that was pretty clever. They did last week on BFF.
Yeah, Game On Internet's taking on. Keep YouTube weird.
Stay weird out there. Stay weird, everybody. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
You be odd. Stay odd.
That should be like for Odd Shape Panel.
Bye.